Good afternoon. I decided to test out some new KMS watercolors, and I'm going to make a floral card. So I've got so many new palettes to share with you. This is the May Color Club. I'm thinking maybe strawberry jam and dogwood for the florals today. June, so many pretty colors in there. I've got the Little Sets Fruit Basket Volume 2. This is actually a beautiful purple color, and it mixes really well with that bright green. Drunken Love. I love those names. There's my probably new favorite palette, Blooms and Brews. I'm very excited to paint with this. And look at all of these colors in the Strawberry Fields set. They're so beautiful. So I don't quite know what I want to do with that one yet. But to start, I'm going to paint some loose florals. I want to use Sandy Toes as a little bit of a base and add some pinks and see how that looks. So I'm going to use my Princeton Neptune round 8 and very, very light wash. A little base layer of Sandy Toes. Just a simple 5-petal flower. And then I want to add in some pink. Now, pink choice is very hard because there's so many pretty ones. Just to keep in the same palette, I'm going to go with conch shell. And I'm going to add a little bit to the ends of the petals. Okay. I think I'm going to use a soft yellow for the center. Buttercup over here looks really cute. Yeah. I'm going to do a few of those. So Sandy Toes. And I'm going to try and connect these all soon. Put down a few more florals. I was actually thinking of doing a background. I don't normally do that. That may be something minty. We'll see how it looks, just because these are such light florals. I think a few buds, and fill this out. Now for that little bit of conch shell. try and get those bleeds before everything dries up. I love my cat. Hello. Happy Sunday. It's good to see you. Okay. You know, I need to go live more often. Bluish green, maybe, for leaves, or I can show you how I mute down this melon green. So a little bit of plum. You can see I used the color combo right here before. Grabbing some plum. And some of that melon green. It's much more usable. But now that I'm looking at it, that's kind of what I wanted to do for my background color. So I might save that, add some white gouache, and that'll be my background. Thank you for tapping while I paint. Darker green then. I just love these colors so much. The spring grass, maybe some brown in there. I just really love KMS watercolors. Her palettes always go together so well that I don't need to think about what other color should I grab. All right there. Okay. So my stem's going to come in this way. Something like that. And then I want to add in some leaves. Okay. So that is just spring grass. Trying to get some cute leaves in there. Okay. Thinking about how I want to finish this one. Whether I still want to do a background, that might be really fun, or if I just want to leave it. I think because the florals are just so light, it might look good with a background. So I think I'm going to go for it. I'll try and mix up a lot of my green. Yeah, that name really lives up to it, spring grass. Okay. All right. Working on mixing some white gouache and then grabbing some of that plum. to mute down that melon. Look at that pastel sagey color that comes out of that. All right, I know I'm not going to mix up enough for the whole background. That always happens to me, but it's a start. Okay. This is where I would normally say, oh, I'm going to finish this later, but I do want to show you some of this. We'll see how it turns out together. I'll go in with a smaller brush when I get close to those petals, but just giving it a little loose border. And this is a Strathmore watercolor card. This is my favorite watercolor card out there. I know some people will just paint on normal watercolor paper and then cut it and just tape it or glue it. But I've always found this so much easier, taking that step out. All right, so now you've got the idea of what I'll be doing for a while. This part could be the really relaxing, put on a book, a podcast, and just slowly add the background, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Be too focused to pay attention. It is a little bit difficult to see this far away, just because I've got my phone in the way. So I'll be ending this live soon, but maybe I will be back tomorrow, possibly. I do want to be on here and paint with you soon. What do we think about the background? I think it's going to look good once it's complete. Can always go in with a second coat, but I like how loose it is. I think it's really going to add to those florals. Thanks, I love my cat. Okay, now's the time where I have to mix up more of that color and hope I can get the ratios of everything right. That's pretty good. I know I'm not going to be able to do the whole thing on here with you, so I'm going to end the video, and I hope to see you again really soon. And I'll post what the final card looks like on my Instagram, Palacios Paints, so that you can tell me if I made a huge mistake with the background. All right, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday, and see you again soon.